here in Northern California. Hopefully I may have to start that over. Anyways, welcome. This is Laura, and I'm coming to you live from my backyard in Northern California. It feels like the very first day of summer here. I hope it's amazing wherever you are. And for this webinar, this is one that you're definitely going to want to get out a pen and paper and write down and just kind of follow along and be taking notes as you go. And so I'll be doing some screen sharing. The focus of tonight is there's two things that I'll be covering. One is what to do when you get a new member, and I'll be walking you through that whole process. The other part is just how to get started right. And now there's been some really amazing new member orientations done already by some of my teammates in our leadership group within Limitless Lifestyle Movement. So I'm not going to repeat and go over the entire new member orientation, but I am just going to cover a couple things and just point you in the right direction and remind you about why it's so important to implement and just follow along with what's already been put in place and not try to just kind of reinvent the wheel and start over. So I have put a post in our group. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know that. But I will be checking in on that post periodically. Please go ahead and post questions as they come up. And I know this is kind of a tough time for some folks who might be working, so the replay, of course, will be put up as well. So let me just get started. Again, it might seem a little bit backwards, but this is how it makes sense in my mind, is to start that process from when you first get a sign up, what to do with that person, because we're not just, let me just say a piece about this, is that we are not just looking to bring anybody into our business and just sign people up and just sign them up and go. We're building a legacy here. I was really fortunate enough to get to spend a whole weekend in San Diego with Mark Hoverson and Vincent Ortega Jr. and Clifton Hatfield. This is about 3 weeks ago through the Total Lifestyle Alliance group that I'm in ILN. There was only about 40 of us there, and this is a topic that we really talked about at length, was just bringing people into our businesses and the fact that we are building a legacy and something of quality, and that we want to really put the tools in people's hands, and they're all there for us, so that this Mark Hoverson calls it like a one-night stand. We're not looking for a one-night stand kind of interaction with people that we're bringing into our business. We're looking for multi-generational interaction and involvement, engagement in us and what we're doing, because what we're doing really has value. We're not just a quick get fast kind of thing. We are building legacies here. So what we do with new people as soon as they join us is really important. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to play with screen share here a little bit, which I have not done a whole lot of yet. I'm going to go full screen, and I'm just going to walk us through this process. I recently had this sign up. Let's see. Start screen share. Okay, I recently had a sign up by a gentleman, and I'm not totally sure where he came from, but that's kind of part of the beauty of this business, is that, I don't know why this just went to Sweden lovers. We'll go to my profile page here for a second. Part of the beauty of this business is that once you do start doing posts and groups and putting yourself out there, and once you're further along and you start getting into blogging and content, you start to have people come into your business and you don't know them and you don't know where they came from necessarily, and it's really cool to get those emails. And it's fun when your friends join you and maybe you've already worked together, but it's also fun, like I said, it's also fun. Sorry, I'm just looking. Kelly's comment, thank you. It's my little cabin in the woods here. It's also fun when it's somebody that you don't even know, because now you have this opportunity to build this whole new relationship and get someone going in their business. It's just pretty exciting. So this gentleman's name is Dennis Collins. So first things first, we weren't friends. So if this happens to you, actually I'm going to go to Limitless Lifestyle Movement group, because I want to see if anybody's chiming in at all. So this gentleman, I got the email, right? When you get a sign up, if you have not yet, you're going to get a ka-ching email, and you'll know right away. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, so you got a new member. It'll say, congratulations, you've got a new member. First thing you need to do is come over here to Facebook and go and you enter their name. So I'm going to enter this gentleman's name, and I have his permission kind of to do this. I messaged him. So we're friends now, but we were not friends at first, and so I had to go ahead and send him a friend request. I also sent him a message saying, hey, I see that you just joined ILN. Once you've accepted my friend request, I'm going to go ahead and add you to a couple groups. It's funny. I'm just reading comments. This is fun. I like doing these Hangouts quite a bit, so thanks for joining in and chiming in. Why is it important that he and I are friends on Facebook? The reason is that I cannot add him to Facebook groups unless he and I are friends. So the first thing you need to do is find this person on Facebook, send him a friend request. Now, the other thing that you can do, if you enter their name, like this has happened to me before, where I entered a name and like 3 people came up with that same name. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your email. You're going to pull, when it shows, okay, go to your email. When somebody signs up, it's going to show their actual email address. You can enter that email address. We'll enter mine. You can enter that email address into the search bar here, Lucy@gmail.com, into the search bar of Facebook, and if it's linked to, which usually it will be, if it's linked to their Facebook account, when you enter that in, oops, I left out an A on my own email address. Those are my dogs, by the way. So you see when I entered in my own email address that it pulled up my account because that's what's linked with my Facebook account. Okay, so it's another way to find somebody if you get a sign up. But most likely, if you're just getting started, the people that sign up with you, you're probably going to have interacted with them somehow, or you know who they are. So let's go back to Dennis. Again, he's a newer sign up. Here's what I'm going to do. This is important. This is the part where we take notes. I'm going to go to Dennis's picture here. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go down to Save Image As. Okay. I'm going to name that, I think I have another Dennis on my team actually, so I'm going to name that Dennis 2. I'm going to save that. Okay? Okay, great. So Dennis and I are now friends. I've just saved his picture. Now I'm going to go to the main ILN group. This is the second step. Okay? Here I am in the main ILN group. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and enter his name, and because he and I are friends already, there he is. He popped up, right? I'm just going to click on that. There's his name. It's going to show underneath there, Dennis Collins Jr. has been added. Okay? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, I'm going to create a post in the group. Now, this whole process, again, is really important because when you want your teammates to be welcomed into this community, into this family. You want them to see the energy that's happening, and you want them to engage. If they just kind of get signed up and they don't know what they're doing, and I know that I've certainly been there in businesses, I'm sure that other people watching this may have been there. If they don't know what's going on and what they're doing, you're not going to keep those people on their team, and ultimately you're not going to be building something that's going to be long-lasting. And you know, we're here to help other people, and we're also here to build something that's going to be changing our lives forever. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find Mr. Dennis's picture here. There he is. And I'm going to welcome him into the main ILN group. So I'm going to say, welcome to the ILN family. And because he's my friend, because I've added him to this group, and it's really important that you go in that order, when I start to type his name, there he is again. He's going to pop up. It's very important to do that so that he sees that he's been welcomed into the group. He's going to get a notification, oh, you've been added to the Internet Lifestyle Network family group. Let's see, I'm going to say something. You know, if you're stuck on what to say on these, you can use what I say. You can scroll down and see how other people welcome them. Everybody kind of has a different style with the main ILN group. I just like to say something friendly like, you know, really glad to have you here. This is an amazing community, and I know you're going to do huge things with us. So that's it. That's pretty simple for welcoming him into that main ILN group. There we go. All I'm going to do is hit post. But again, very important to add these people to the group. The other reason it's important to add people to this group is that this is where things get posted from Mark and Vincent. And this is a nice lady. I'm just scrolling down that I see that I was fortunate enough to get to be cabin mates with her in San Diego. Her name is Carolyn, and she was awesome. I'm excited to see her. And see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You get to see these really fantastic things that are happening in our ILN community, things that are important, new announcements get posted in here. It's just, we want to really, really strongly recommend that our new members hang out in here, be welcoming other new members, and just staying kind of tuned into what's happening with the company. That way, when promotions happen, there's webinars to promote, that sort of thing. This is where they'll be getting that kind of information. Okay, so the next thing, it's important to add people to the main ILN group. I'm almost going to say that it's more important, no, I shouldn't say it that way. It's very, very important to be adding them to our team group. Okay? So now in Dennis's case, because I interacted with him prior to this webinar, okay, let me see if any questions coming. Who brought snacks? I didn't bring any snacks. Here's my post with my, I don't know what that creature is, but it made me laugh, and I think it's good to laugh, so there he is. I'm just going to post a question really quick in here, and if you guys, is the screen share looking okay? Just want to make sure. I usually do this with a partner or a team, so I'm flying solo tonight. Okay, so I've already added Dennis to this group, but it's the same process over again, where I'm gonna, oops, excuse me, I'm gonna put his name. So because we're friends, once again, I'm gonna be kind of repetitive because this part's important. As I type his name into this box over on the side, let me get out of here again so you can see where I did that. So, see this thing right here? I'm pointing to it like you guys can see me pointing, but you can't. Add people to the group. Okay. So here we go. Dennis, already a member, whatever, we're just doing this for practice. Thank you, I get it. Okay, so Dennis is already a member. Normally what would happen is that I would add him. We have admins for this group, okay? They are awesome, amazing people, and they will see that somebody needs to be added to the group, and they'll go ahead and add them, and it's usually literally a matter of minutes. Really quick side point that I want to add. Our admins for this group do not work for Limitless Lifestyle Movement. They also don't work for ILN. They're admins because part of what we believe in ILN and certainly in Limitless Lifestyle Movement is that we bring value to other people. We are here to serve. We are here to, again, we're building legacies. And so part of that means doing things like this webinar, or being admins for a group, and helping things run smoothly so that we can all benefit and succeed. So when you are interacting with an admin from the group, or really I'm also going to add support from ILN, please remember that these are people who are also building their own businesses. They are great human beings, and just be kind to them, and remember that they're also very busy and running businesses, and they're just kind of here to help out extra because that's the kind of people they are. So I'm going to go through the same process, but the welcome for LLM, our team group, is going to look a little bit different because, and that's going to be the next part of this webinar, the welcome is a little bit different because there's some really important instructions that go into it. So where is Dennis? There he is. Okay. Here we go. I may have already welcomed him into this group. However, for the purpose of tonight, we're going to do it again. Okay, so here we go. Welcome, Dennis. Where is he? Okay. When I do this, when I click on his name, you'll see that it's highlighted in blue like that. Okay, that's called tagging. There's also a way to do it sometimes down here when you're doing a regular post. However, for the purposes of this webinar, this is tagging that person. Again, it's really important to do that so that we know they get that notification again. They realize they've been welcomed into this group. They know where to find it because they're not going to just go randomly look for Limitless Lifestyle Movement. But once they receive that notification and realize, oh, I've been welcomed into this group, they're going to go check it out. We're also going to talk about the email that you're going to send to them, and I'll cover that in a second, just being clear with them about what's happening. So welcome Dennis Collins Jr.'s to Limitless, this is a part I like to be, style movement, comma, everybody, again, scroll through different people's posts. There's some things that really have to go in here. There's some things that you can kind of do in the way that works for you. This is how I like to do it because I like people to be clear that Limitless Lifestyle Movement is our team, our movement within ILN so that people don't get confused. Okay, so team within ILM. I'm so glad to welcome you here. Okay, now here's the important part. The part of this whole webinar is about what we do with new people and what we do as new people. Right now we're focusing on what we do with new team members. Please see, let's see, I'm going to say please, no, I'm going to leave that part out, it sounds funny. I'm going to say go to our team fast start training site here. I'm going to make it very, very obvious, like this is where you go. And actually I need to go grab that link. So if you're not sure where, our fast start training site is a separate site to everything else. It's our own. Ben and Angie created it. And let me take a break here and just speak on this for a minute. Ben and Angie put a lot of thought and energy and effort into creating this fast start training site because they have a lot of years put into this industry. They've had awesome success. They've also had a lot of, how can I say this in a diplomatic way? They've had failures in the past, and they're very open about that. So I'm not saying anything negative. That's the reality, is that they've gone through the school of hard knocks, if you will, in regards to like what works online and what doesn't work online. And so through their own experiences, they created something amazing so that we can, and with our movement, get people plugged in. And guys, if you took anything away from this webinar, and I'm going to cover this a little bit further past this point in the second part of this hangout, if you took anything away, it would be that you need to plug in to this fast start training site. Watch the videos. They're very short, they're very specific, they're very to the point, they're not an hour long or anything horrendous. And most importantly, though, is you need to implement them. I get messages from people who are coming up with all this other crazy stuff, and I totally applaud them for their enthusiasm and wanting to figure it out and kind of, I don't know, explore, and it's exciting when you start your own business. However, what I also really know, and what Ben and Angie experienced and why they created the Fast Start training site, is that you can get completely overwhelmed when you do that, when you don't just stick with the basics at first, plug in, implement, and then build from there. What will happen, and I've experienced it myself, is you get overwhelmed and you give up and you stop taking any action at all, and that's not what we want at all. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to our 7-day profit formula. That's something that's unique to our team. Why is it called that? It's called that because, hands down, I have done posts about this, is that we have seen brand new people come in, do exactly what I just said, meaning go to the Fast Start training site, watch the videos, implement them, take action, do those things, don't overcomplicate things, and those brand new people are getting sales within 24 hours, some of them. Certainly within their first week. They're coming into profit before they even have paid for ILN, because we have our awesome first week free promotion, okay? So there's the link for that. This is a pinned post. See right there? I just pointed at my computer again, like you guys can see. Anyways, it says pinned post right above Angie Long's name there. But that post is always there, so you always have access to this link. Okay? So I took that link, I copied it, just in case you missed it. I'm going to do it again. I scrolled over it, turned it blue. I right-clicked on it. I went to copy. And then I went up here. Okay, and then I'm going to paste it. Right click, hit paste, there we go. Go to our Team Fast Start training site here. Watch, here's the instructions, this is the important part. Watch the videos. I don't mean to sound like a jerk when I put this in capitals, but it's so important. Watch it. Oops, we don't want everything in capitals. That would be rude. By the way, just a side note, sometimes I get messages from people all in capitals. That's like yelling at someone. Watch the videos. Goodness, sorry. Stay plugged in. I combined stay and plugged. Plugged in daily to this group, and you are on your way. Go to a minute. Okay, I'm hoping I didn't leave anything out after I said all that. Okay, now it looks good to me. I'm gonna post. Okay. Now this is kind of personal choice, you guys. I'm just gonna run through it really quick. I also like to post on my own page. I don't, honestly, sometimes when I get signups that are outside of Facebook, I don't always do this, but because Dennis and I are now friends on Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and post on my page because that's energy and people like to see, like, cool, this person's welcoming new teammates. Welcome to my new friend, because remember I said I didn't know Dennis before he signed up. And teammates in ILN. Oops. Dennis. Oops, Dennis. There we go. If you misspell his name, it's not going to pop up. Really looking forward, excuse me, to running with you, Dennis. And because I already put his name in there, it won't come up again. I always say stuff like that. I have a sports background. I'm still an athlete, and so I kind of think in terms of like, hey, when you're on my team, and we're running together. So, okay. All right, off we go, posting that. Okay, here's the next thing I'm going to do. I've already sent him this message, but we're going to do it again for the purposes of this. Okay, new message. Dennis. Hopefully he's working right now. Okay. Hi, Dennis. I see I'm doing this, you guys, for the purpose of, like, as if I'm just starting from the beginning. He and I have already messaged a bit, so this is going to seem a little strange to him. But I gave him the heads up. You joined ILN with me. Congratulations. And remember, congratulations is massively in order because this person just made a decision to change their life and start a business. Maybe they're already in something, but we know and we believe that there's nothing like ILN, so we are excited for them. Congratulations, and that is 100% authentic. So, okay, so now I'm going to tell him what I've done and what to do. I've added you. I also have my own personal group. I add him to that as well. I'm not going to go through that for the purposes of this webinar, but when we get into the new what to do as a new member, we'll cover that as well. I've added you to our main ILN group, as well as our team group. Limitless, again, I want to be really clear, Limitless Lifestyle Movement is our team within ILN. I'm also, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to another Facebook page. Here's the thing, I'm gonna overwhelm him with this link because it's so important that he go to that Fast Start training. Oh, look at Ben and Angie in the Bahamas. That's so awesome. I am so happy for them. It's ridiculous. It makes my life, like, better and okay and amazing knowing that those two are off, getting some much-deserved time in an exotic land. Okay, let's go get that pesky link again. Sorry, it's not pesky, but it's pesky because I didn't keep it. Okay, I'm going to go grab this link again, you guys. I'm going to send it to him in the email because, again, I just want to make sure that he's got it. We have a Fast Start training site. Please go to this site even before going through the ILN back office. Why? Because if you watch that first video that Angie made, you'll remember that she walks you through everything you need to know in that first video about just getting into your back office, where to find your affiliate links, what to do. And so we don't need to recreate the wheel and create a bunch of work for ourselves. The other thing is when you're starting to get 2 and 3 signups a day, you're not going to have time to be like walking everybody through bit by bit. You need somewhere to just send them, plug them in, a system, and that's what we have. Okay. I'm gonna put the link. Okay, so there's that. I can always take that thing out. I don't know why it does that. I highly recommend. I always forget how to recommend checking in with the LLM group and main island group daily to stay up to. My brain moves faster than my fingers sometimes. To date with promotions, what's happening, the team, company trainings, getting advice if needed. That's the other thing. You can always plug into those groups if you have questions. It's a great place to get them answered. You know, whoever you sign up with, if they're like me and they have other work that they do, they're not necessarily always going to be available. Let's see, getting advice if needed. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, etc. And lastly, I want to be personable. This is a person I have a new relationship with, and I'm excited that, again, we're going to work together. I consider anybody that joins my business, you know, almost becomes like family to me. They're a teammate. I'm invested in their success. So I'm really looking forward to hearing about you, because I don't know anything about Dennis. He may have been doing this for years. He may have things that he's going to be teaching me. I really don't know. Maybe he's had bad experiences. Maybe he's going to need a little extra support, just kind of making sure he's plugged in. I don't know anything about him, and we'll be looking forward to just messaging and kind of hearing what's up so that I know how to support him the best. Really hearing about you and seeing you get running with LLM. This is truly an amazing place. Very exciting. How can I say? This is truly an amazing place and a very exciting community to be a part of, because that's the other thing about ILM. Yes, we're a company, we're a business, but we're a community, first and foremost. And it's evening. Have a great evening. Well, it's probably night where he is. Have a great night. Talk soon. Laura. Okay, so now Dennis has been given that link twice. He's been welcomed into the groups. We welcomed him. He's feeling like awesome. These people have, this person's like paying attention. It sucks when you join a business. That's happened to me as well, and you're like lost in the mix and you don't know anything. Maybe you got an email. Send. Okay. So let's hop over here to our group. If you are brand new, this is going to be a really short part of this webinar. In fact, I'm just going to check in here. Where's my awesome little dude? Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm going to hop over here for a second, gather my thoughts, because this next part of this webinar is going to be incredibly short. I want to make sure in the interim, so if you have any questions, this would be a great time to post them, or you know, any really sweet and kind loving comments. And it looks like we're good so far. Okay, well, before I'm getting ready to move into what to do as a new person, though, I want to go up here. I'm gonna have to look up. I think that thing's a sloth. If you guys know what that thing is, go ahead and post it. It's gonna make me crazy. Okay, so let's go up here to files. So here I am. I'm at the top of our LLM group. Okay, it's an important part of the group to be aware of. Files, right up here. Click on this, and what you're going to see here is an awesome list of resources. If you get stuck, okay, before you know, I know sometimes in the past my instinct has been to, like, you know, it's like yelling from, like, mom, you want to, like, yell for support or somebody. Go check out the resources in the files section. Also, if you're just stuck, and I've talked about this, I'm very transparent about the fact that I rocked it out last year and then stepped away and was just totally stuck and like paralyzed to come back online. I was just having my own challenges with that. And, you know, there are days, especially now, you know, I'm doing some work and it's awesome and fun and great, but, you know, sometimes it's hard to, like, just get yourself moving forward. And so what I do, the very first thing I do is I go into the groups and I just pick up on the energy, because there's people being welcomed, people who are joining are like crazy right now. And it just, you know, there's something about it that just, there's a synergy that's happening within ILN. We have a lot of people joining. And, you know, that energy is contagious, and it can help you just kind of pick up from those moments and move forward if you're feeling that way. So let me scroll down through here. One that I really wanted to point out, uh-oh, barking doggies. Okay, one, gosh, oh, here we go. Kelly Buvana Hagen is an amazing woman who is also on our Limitless Lifestyle, our leadership team, I would say, and has done amazing things in her business. She's a mom and a wife, and they travel, and I really respect her. She created this document. It's called the Chain of Solution. Okay, and you saw where it was. It was in the files section of our group. Just scroll down and check it out. We're trying to, again, really empower people, put all the tools in their hands that they need. And, you know, if you just spend some time, a couple things. One is, if you spend the time finding the answer yourself, you're way more likely to retain that information. If somebody just kind of like tells you how to do something or walks you through it, or even worse yet, does it for you, you're really not going to learn anything, and you're not going to retain it. It's important to remember, another side note, is that because this work is online, there's kind of an impression sometimes it should be like super easy and just, you know, should run itself. And yes, we all look forward to a time when our businesses are automated, but what's important to remember is that this is a business just like anything else. There are things to be learned. Like, you know, if you're going to open a brick and mortar business, and when I say that, I mean a traditional business like a coffee shop or a restaurant, you're going to have to learn about bookkeeping and taxes and employees. This is the same way. There are things that you need to learn. And so what's amazing about ILN is that you're being given the tools to learn how to build a very valid, legitimate online business, whether it's ILN or some other business. These tools that we're being given, you guys, will take you anywhere. So you're being given these tools to, again, just build this thing that's going to be long-lasting. It's going to affect change not only in your own life, but other people's lives. But you have to make yourself a student of the game. You have to carve out the time and make it happen. So here's this document. I'm going to, I have it downloaded somewhere. I'm going to check it out. This is a really great resource. I don't know, I already have it downloaded, so I'm not sure why it's not cooperating. My computer's been moving very slow, so excuse the delay here, but okay, come on now. Okay. So, chain of solution, this is about what to do when you get stuck, how to fight that instinct to just run to someone else to fix it for you, not how you build a business. I don't mean to be harsh when I say that, but this is I'm just scrolling through. You can read it for yourselves, but you don't, you know, again, remember the person that you signed, here's another little pointer. The person that you signed up with, again, is building a business just like you are. So when you ask them a question, or before you ask them a question, or before you run to that person with something that you need, have this thought. This is something that's really helped me. Is this something that I would want to manage? Is this the kind of question that I would want to deal with from one of my teammates? Again, so let me repeat that and be clear. Before you run to the person that signed you up, and again, we're all here to support. Please don't get me wrong when I say this, but before you do that, think that through. Is this the kind of thing that when I have a team of 10, 20, 30, 40 people, that I'm going to be wanting 10, 20, 30, 40 of this question coming to me on a regular basis? Just be aware, that's all. So there's that document. Please do review it, check it out if you get stuck. Okay, so let's get back to what we're doing. I'm just going to check my awesome critter over here and see if there's any questions, comments. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, guys, if you're brand new, here's what you're going to do. This is going to be like a 2-minute part of this training. I'm going to go to this link. I'm going to click it. I really don't mean to sound sarcastic or like I'm being a smarty pants when I say this, but let me just show you this if you have not seen our Fast Start training site. This is where you start, literally start with these videos. Look at the first one's only 14 minutes long, very clear. Second one, again, these are, none of them are, I don't think any of them are longer than 15 minutes. This one's 4.5 minutes. Here's how to do posts. This is where you start. I see people, you know, get through this, implement, and really understand and get to your basics down, and then move on to your ILN back office, and that will walk you through setting up your blog and all that good stuff. But you do not want to starting with your blog. I am a big believer in content. I'm a big believer in your blog. However, what I also know from personal experience is that if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to waste a lot of time. I can't tell you, I have over 200 videos out there. I cannot tell you how much content I've created without properly understanding what to do with it, that nobody's seen. So it was a good learning experience and it was good practice for me, but it hasn't brought me a whole lot of business. Again, because I got ahead of myself and created a bunch of stuff without having the basics down, which is starting with Facebook and free resources, and that's what many of us do when we start our business. Why, I've been asked this as well, why are we so heavily focused on Facebook? Well, for a few reasons. One is that, again, when you're starting your business online, most people don't have a lot of resources yet to get into like paid marketing and traffic and advertising. If you do, great. If you have a lot of time put in, you've got a big email list, wonderful. However, most of us don't, and so Facebook is a free place to start. It's also huge. I mean, I don't need to repeat like how many people are on Facebook at any given time. Many. I think I'm in over 1,000 groups myself that are all based around home-based business, online marketing, excuse me, being an entrepreneur, internet marketing. So new member orientation, again, I want to scroll down and also show you. I'm not seeing any new comments. I'm going to assume that we're all good with kind of what to do as a new person. Okay. Oh, here we go. New member, scroll down here. There's a new member coaching that was just done. That's why I didn't want to kind of recreate the wheel and do that coaching all over again. But go to this link as well just to check it out as a new person. And just remember, I can't repeat enough. Everything that you need is here to be successful, and we're not just saying that. It's not something that just sounds really cool. We have evidence because we're seeing brand new people doing things that are very, yes, they require showing up daily and putting in effort. However, they're also very simple things. You're not being asked to do something that's really difficult and ridiculous. You know, it's just a matter of putting in the time, really, and putting in the consistency. Time and consistency put in. That's what I've got. I'm just going to give it another minute here. I'm going to refresh, make sure there's no questions. We're good. Kelly, I don't know if you're still watching, if you had anything that you would like to add. Okay, it looks like we're good, so I'm actually going to hop over here and stop that. There I am. Okay, well, I really appreciate you having joined me this evening. I will post the replay, although if you're watching this, you would already know that. And again, stick with the basics, show up daily, put in time, and just believe in this process and what we're doing here. And you can definitely, this is absolutely a place you can be successful, and we all support each other here in ILN and LLM. And so with that, I'm going to wish you a great evening, and I'll see you next Tuesday night.